Hey guys, this is Amy from AJ Arts, and today I'm just going to show you a cute little project that you can make on your Cricut Maker. And we're going to do a Christmas theme because it's Christmas time. So it's just going to be a little scented bag with a Christmas tree and little Christmas decorations inside. So you're going to go on over to your Cricut Designs place and open a blank new canvas. And what I'm going to look for here is just a really plain Christmas tree. So this is on our Cricut Design space, your Cricut Access. For those of you who are new or maybe haven't signed up yet, I'd really recommend signing up to your Cricut Access. You get access to loads and loads of really nice images that you will use for so many different projects. So what I'm looking for, and you can see with Cricut Access, you get a lot of these images for free. So yeah, it's really great. So I'm just looking for a really basic plain outline of a tree, kind of like that, but maybe a little simpler. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so I'm going to add that to my canvas. Now I'm going to be using a A4 sort of Ziploc bag, so roughly about 20 centimeters or so wide. I'm just going to zoom out here so that we can see this whole tree. So yeah, that should be roughly the right size. And I'm going to look now. You'll see with the scented bag, it's basically they can move all the little items around inside the bag with their fingers and hands. So I'm going to look for some little stars and just like little Christmassy themed things that are kind of like decorations for your tree. So we're going to look for some stars. And again, just this internet's been a little bit slow, but here we go. Just wanting some plain sort of stars like this. Those are 90, that one's 99 cents, as you can see, but I'm sure we'll find, here we go, some free stars. We're going to add that in. Also into our canvas. So I'm going to cut my stars onto yellow craft foam. So I'm going to be using craft foam. I'll show you guys what that is later. So I'm going to maybe do like 5 or so of these little stars, just like that. And then just some other Christmassy things, maybe some little bells that we can add into our scented bag. So I'm going to go back here and just search for some bells. So I'm wanting a really plain images, not with a lot of elements to them, just single solid kind of images that can cut nicely on the craft foam. Sorry, we just have to be a little bit patient in South Africa sometimes with our internet and things. There we go. Okay. So wanting something kind of like that, or like that. I'm sure there will be something here that we can find. Here we go, something like that. Add that on there. I've also got some really nice blue craft foam, so I'm going to make blue little bells. Okay, I'm also going to make about 5 of those. Okay, great. Okay, so now that I've got all my little elements, I'm going to go into my top right hand corner over here and I'm going to click on Make It. And here we'll go through to the part of Design Space where it's going to give you an overview of what you're cutting. So here it's showing you on the left hand side, you're going to be using your 12 by 12 inch mat, which is perfect. I don't need to cut anything that's bigger than that, so I'm not going to be loading a 12 by 24 inch mat. I'm going to use a 12 by 12. We're doing a basic cut. It's not iron on, so I'm not going to be mirroring my image or anything like that. And here it's showing that I'm doing, it's going to be cutting the stars first on yellow, so I need to do my yellow foam, my green, and then my blue foam. So there it's showing you 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and as we can see, all of them fit onto the 12 by 12 inch mats. So we're going to click onto continue over here, and I'll be using my maker, as you can see. That's what's connected. Okay, so I go through and choose my craft foam, so it's already showing here because it's one of my favorited materials. But if you go into browse all materials and you go all the way down into foam, there it is. You're going to choose craft foam and click done. Okay, I'm going to leave my pressure the same. I'm not going to put any less or any more pressure. There's certain projects or things where you're going to change your pressure, but for this I'm not going to. And I've got the knife blade, so I'm going to use the knife blade. So I've changed it that there. Even though it's recommended the deep point blade, I'm going to use my knife blade. Okay, and there we have it. So this is just all your basics in Design Space. We're going to go over now to our mat and our Cricut machine. But you should see now, when you've confirmed all of this, you've edited your tools, that the little arrow, the load unload button on your Cricut should now be flashing. So yeah, as soon as you press load, it will come up with the button to continue and start your cutting here. So we're going to leave this Design Space now, and I'm going to take you over to my Cricut machine. Okay, so here we are with our Cricut Maker and one of my really old standard grip mats. It's really dirty, so please ignore that. And this is our foam that I'll be using. So just to show you here, this is how it comes. It comes in packs with about 6 sheets of A4, called Crazy Fun Foam. It's 2 mils thick, and it's just a really nice material to use. You can get it at all your bargain baskets and craft shops and Benson's and all those sorts of places. As you can see, only 20 Rand, so really affordable. So because I've got a really old mat here, I am going to use some masking tape. So for some of the newbies, you will find your mats do get old, they do get scratched. Don't worry, it's normal. And as your mats get older, even once you wash them and things like that, they don't always stay as sticky as when they're brand new. So you can always reinforce. I like to use masking tape. You can also use insulation tape and things like that. So I just like to put a bit on around the edges, and that just holds the foam down so that it doesn't move. Okay, so remember now I've put in my knife blade, so that's what I'm going to be using. As you can see, it's flashing here at the sort of loading button. So you're going to go ahead, line up on each side with your mat, and you're going to press your loading button. Your little C on the top right of your Cricut will then start to flash, and it's going to start its cutting. So I'm going to go ahead. Remember, I've loaded the yellow one first because that is what it's shown me is going to cut first. It's going to cut our yellow stars first. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut. Okay, so it's finished cutting, so I'm going to unload it there. There you can see our little stars. I'm just going to pull that right off, and there we have a little baby foam stars, which I think is really pretty effective, better than I could hand cut anything. So there's our little stars. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut our tree and our bells, and then we'll move on. Okay, so now that we've cut out all our elements with our Cricut Maker, I've got all the other things that I'm going to add in. So I've got about an A4 Ziploc bag here, some little white and red pom-poms, some glitter, And then some clear hair gel. So this is just the cheapest one that I could find, or any sort of clear hair gel that you can get your hands on. And then we're also going to have some tape, because we're going to tape up the bag at the end so that when your little baby's playing with it, they can't break it open. So I'm going to go ahead and make it, and you can see what the end result is. And there we have our little sensory bag, which your little ones can lie on their tummies or sit and hold it, and they will really love the feeling of this. Just don't forget to seal it at the back. I've just used some insulation tape there. You don't want this thing popping open at the Ziploc. So yeah, there we have it. This is really good for fine motor skills as well for your older kiddies, who will really have more of the isolated finger movements to be able to move the little decorations all around. But otherwise, just a really nice sensory feely thing for your little baby. And that's it.